Hey guys, what's going on? And today we got a GoPro tip for you on how to put on a backdoor floaty for your GoPro for only around 5 cents. Okay, so guys, in this tip I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make a GoPro backdoor floaty for your GoPro for only, like I said, 5 cents. And it's a really simple way. It only takes about 10 to 15 minutes at final time, and you'll have a really nice floaty that works great, looks great, and will save your GoPros. You know, it seems like every few trips out there on the water I accidentally will knock my GoPro over, or accidentally kick it over on a mount or something like that. There's even been one time where I had an arm mount out and I was running with it, and we were running too fast and the mount went ahead and flew off with the GoPro on it. Luckily I had one of these on the back and I could easily just turn around and grab it. So for this task, we're going to go ahead and just need 5-minute epoxy, your GoPro backdoor. We're going to need a X-Acto knife, and a pair of scissors, and of course you're going to need your pool noodle. So you're just going to need one dollar store pool noodle, just a standard size, and let's go ahead and get to it. So you want to go ahead and start by cutting up your pool noodle. Basically you want to cut it to the size to fit your back door of your GoPro, and basically just scale out the back door, maybe measure it. I use a little bit simpler way, just a quick way of just measuring it up, how much I can fit in there by just cutting up the noodle, a chunk that I think would fit, then go ahead and spreading it out, butterfly winging it up to the GoPro back door and trimming it down accordingly to fit the size of the back door. So you have to play around with it until you finally get your perfect fit. While in doing this, you want to keep in mind that you want to make sure that the back door will be able to close, and that whatever piece of foam you put around the back door, it's not going to interfere with the back hinge of your GoPro case where the camera is closed, and also the part of the camera back door hinge where you can disconnect the back door to put on another one. So you want to make sure those two parts of the case are not covered. And then you're going to go ahead, once you get it fit up to the back door size that you want, just do any more last minute checks, any last minute trimmings, and that's what I would use the X-Acto tool for, and use the scissors for cutting up anything else. Then you're going to go ahead and pop your epoxy out, and I'm just using simple 5-minute Gorilla Glue epoxy. Any kind of epoxy will work, and just 2-minute, I'm just using two-part 5-minute epoxy. That's about it. You're going to need a toothpick to quick stir things up. I'm not going to use a paintbrush. It's a small job, and you can scoop a necessary amount of epoxy onto that toothpick to put on the back. So what you're going to do is just stick out the piece of foam that you're putting on the back door and put it on the parts that will stick to the back door. Don't worry about the center. Put epoxy around the center to kind of gloss it up, and also make sure there's no holes or there's not going to be any leakage. But you don't really have to worry about that. Just get the two sides that kind of rainbow down to the back of the case and touch the back of the case. So once you start spraying epoxy on there, it should start sticking, and you can go ahead and just put it to the side and let it finish up curing itself, and you know, it'll be ready in no time. So after your epoxy is cured, you want to go ahead and I like to put a light gloss on the back of mine, just to make it shiny, a little bit more visible, and you want to go ahead and just spread that epoxy around, like I said, form a nice gloss, and that'll cure up to look very, very nice. And once that cures up, you'll have a nice gloss finish on the back. So as a final result, yours should look pretty much like this. As you can see, I molded the foam, looks really nice and clean cut. Did a little extra trimming with the X-Acto knife, and everything is epoxied on there, glued on there really nice. You see the center hole has epoxy in it for a nice finish, and also make sure there's not going to be any water in there. Back finish as well to kind of seal out any water. As much epoxy as you put on there will dictate how well it'll hold up, how well it'll stick, and how well you're going to keep out water. Although it's a noodle and it's not really important to make it completely waterproof, it is nice and it will prevent it from rotting too much. In addition, you can see I didn't put it at an area that will hurt the closing of the back door. And I didn't hurt any of this hinge as well. Didn't block anything. And just a side tip, when you do this, make sure that you have a covering on your GoPro, so you make sure you don't get any epoxy around it or anything like that. And also, I recommend in removing the back door first, detaching it from your GoPro in its case, so that way the only epoxy crap you're getting on it is the back door. And I also recommend using a paper towel to kind of seal anything else off there. So just be quick, it's just a quick, simple, and not so messy job, and it will last very long. I've already tested out this case. I've thrown it off the boat at about 45-50 miles per hour, and it will float just fine. And now, as a test, we're going to go ahead and stick these two GoPros in the water, go ahead and see how good they float. So let's go ahead and put this in. I'm going to drop it kind of like that. I'm going to go ahead and drop that one. As you can see, they float about the same. I mean, this one floats higher. They float the same exact way. This one you can, the same thickness, as you can see. You can plop it in as whatever way you want it to. It's gonna, this one takes a little bit longer actually to turn over. This one just goes straight over. There's dollar foam sitting right out there for you. All you need is some epoxy or super glue and those noodles, and you will be good to go. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the tip. And like I said, this only should cost you around 5 cents, not including the epoxy, but I mean, this is, won't cost really anything much anyways. You can also use super glue. I just recommend that because it's really heavy duty, and it creates a nice gloss on the back. But as you can see, this pool case isn't going anywhere. And if the epoxy starts cracking, just put on another coat and everything should work awesome and just fine. Yeah, so that's about it, guys. And if you're worried about getting epoxy on your back door, sticking it, when you put on any other back door, it's going to stick off there and it's going to leave that sticky stuff off, so you can't really avoid that. But, you know, once you have it on, I'm not sure why you'd want to take it off, because it's a great addition to your GoPro. So, anyways, guys, quick tip, and you should be able to make about 15-20 of these out of one standard noodle. I don't see why you couldn't. So, thanks, guys, all for watching, and we'll see you soon.